Knows Stuff. I'm Marshall, and I know stuff. Stick around and I'll show you how to know some of the stuff that I know. You might have noticed I'm wearing the same clothes as in my last video. Is it because I'm repeating my outfits? No. Because I'm making 2 videos in one day. 2 videos in one day? What? When I'm on a roll, I'm doing these little quick videos to show little things on little aspects of the builds that I do. The last episode, I did the hardening and tempering of the M-Tuck. Now that I've got it polished up and I've got the edge, we're back to shaving sharp, just like I like them. I'm going to show you how to wrap the handle with some paracord, and I'll show you the reason why I cut these holes out. The wrap goes a lot easier through those, but it's a word of caution whenever you're doing it. Sometimes people don't like the skeleton handle because it throws off the balance of the knife. This one is pretty negligible, and once I get the paracord on the other side, it's pretty much all the way balanced out. Not that I'm going to be using it for throwing, and that's one of the main things you want a balanced blade for, is for throwing, but this one will be a little bit better balanced once we get the paracord on it. So let's get right to it. I'm going to set my knife in the vise just because it's going to help me hold on to it a little bit better. And the little piece of paracord that I've got, it's about 4 feet, 4.5 feet long, something like that. And it goes pretty quick though, because right away you're doubling it up and then you go back and forth. So 4 feet is about the minimum that I would do on that, and then if you need to trim more later, trim more later. But it's better to have too much than not enough. You don't want to get to the end and find out that you don't have enough paracord. So let's get to wrapping it. This episode of Marshall Knows Stuff, we're going to be doing a paracord knife handle. Okay, you'll see that I pinched the M-Tuck on the spine of the blade and then also right here on the bolster, and then that way I'm not touching the edge. I want to stay away from that razor sharp edge because I don't want to mess that up. Holding on to 2 dull and strong parts of the knife. And if you wanted to know what I used to polish it, I used a 600 grit polishing wheel on the angle grinder, and then I finish off with my sisal wheel and white polishing compound. That gives it a pretty good polish on there. So this is the one that I'd already wrapped it with. I'm just going to rewrap it now. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my 2 ends together and then pull it so that I find the exact middle. Once I've got that exact middle, then I place it over that first hole that I'm going to be wrapping it around. Then pull one side through, and then the other. And the hardest part about this is keeping it tight. You want it tight so that it stays in place even whenever you're using it heavily. So now that I've come through that way, keep alternating back and forth, pull them through, and pull it tight. The tighter you have it, the less mess you're going to have later on. Keep pulling it through. Then once you get to the end, it starts to get a little bit squirrely. Fit as many as you can through there, because it'll help keep it in place. I think I've got room for maybe one more. Yep, I think I'm good with that. I don't think I can fit any more in there. So now I'm going to switch over to my next hole, and the same thing. Just keep it as tight as possible as you transition. It's looking pretty good so far.
Since this, and I figured this out last time I was doing it, since it curves down this way, I have to keep the tension up this way, pushing it against the front of the blade, because it wants to just slide off. And here especially you want to try to fit as many as possible in, because the more wraps you get on it, the more solid it'll be, and the less likely it'll be to slide off the end. I think this will be the last one. I don't think I'll be able to fit any more in there. May not even be able to fit that one. Yep, I think that's all it'll do.
Okay, I did get one more little wrap in there. And what I'm going to do to seal it in, pull it as tight as I can like there. And then I'll just choke it up with a knot at the very butt of it. Putting in this last knot, make sure that you're not folding it over. I keep them straight so that the knot stays straight. It makes it look a lot cleaner. All right. A little retaining knot right there. And then at the very end, gonna give it one more little knot to keep the lanyard together and pull it tight. There you go. Paracord wrap on a skeleton handle. There you go. Easy peasy 1, 2, 3 That actually only took me about 8 minutes. I'd say about 8 minutes to do that whole wrap. This is just one method of wrapping a knife handle with paracord. There's plenty of others. That's the way that I do it with a skeleton handle. You can't actually go all the way around like you would wrap a katana or something else, but whenever you have a skeleton handle like that, it keeps it in. And like I said, that having that paracord on there now has it nice and balanced. So there you go. I might do another paracord wrap later on or something like that, show you guys how to do that. But for now, that concludes the M-Tuck. That's one project I'm going to put away now. It's done. So, like, subscribe, tell your friends, share, and let's keep knowing some stuff.